What's up, guys? We are live. We're going to be doing PWF late night edition since I'm not going to be streaming for the next few days. But then we will be back Wednesday and Thursday. We got another round of speed dating. We got another cool debate panel. But yeah, Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to take off because I got to do some shit. No, actually, Monday I'm going to be going on this TikTok girls channel or stream girls channel. I don't know. She invited me a while ago. And then Tuesday, I'm going to be doing some personal shit. Anyway. So anyway, I figured we'd do a little late night chat, and have some fun. All right. So since you guys are here, let me give a little treat for the people who are here late night. This is going to be in a video I'm going to release. This could be in a video I'm going to release. What's it called? Probably in like next week or something. No, maybe like Thursday or Friday. But I'll give you guys a little preview. This is a funny clip that I got yesterday, actually.
An attractive guy?
Never.
You've never ever rejected a good-looking guy?
No, why would
This is like a black pill fucking jizz wet dream, but it gets good.
I?
I don't know if he's being weird.
To you, didn't I?
If he's being weird or creepy.
When is a hot guy creepy? Never.
Okay.
It's not creepy if you're hot.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like that little compliment you snuck in there.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. It makes my night.
What is this for? What am I on? Eat, sleep.
No, my shirt has nothing to do with it. It's my YouTube channel called Playing with Fire.
Okay.
So we're asking girls in this video what would make them reject a good-looking guy.
But why would why? Oh well, if he's obsessed with Donald Trump, I would do.
All right, so if he's wearing a MAGA cap,
yeah, I'm out.
No MAGA
You
caps.
can vote Republican, but if you're obsessed with Trump, that's creepy.
Okay. What if you just watch all his videos, but you don't masturbate to them? But you get a boner.
Ow.
Okay, that's a deal breaker. Okay.
Yeah. Hard deal breaker. I'm out.
No, actually, I'm not. I'm a libertarian. I don't like that.
By the way, as a side note, when a girl asks you what you are politically, the easiest, the safest answer is libertarian. Like, Republican is going to be a deal breaker for like certain percentage of girls. Democrats can be deal breaker for a small percentage of girls, but still for the hardcore right-wing girls, Democrat will be a deal breaker. Libertarian, everybody loves a libertarian.
Dems or Republicans.
That's good. I love it. I'm here for that.
Are you from out of town or you live here?
I live here.
You don't seem like a Miami girl.
Yeah, I haven't lived here for my whole life. Only like 4 years.
You seem like a southerner. Where are you from originally?
Central Florida.
Okay, so Florida girl.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your name?
Jody.
Jody.
Yes,
Nice to meet you, Jody.
Pleasure.
Listen,
By the way, just a side note, like 95% of the time, no, 98% of the time, I'm like pretty professional. I do these street interviews. I don't hate on the girl, but I can tell this chick was into me.
Exchange phone numbers.
Sure. What a great way to meet people. Just ask random questions.
Well, I mean, my original girl was in a video, but you're like kind of cute and you're fun. And you seem like you have good energy, so.
I love kind of cute. That's like, it's like kind of a compliment, but kind of not.
Listen, I can't go out.
So I don't know why I did it like that.
I can't give you a full-on compliment and be like, oh my God, you're so hot.
Wait, actually, there might be some personal details here. I don't know. I haven't censored it, so let's cut it there just to be on the safe side. But yeah, this was a fun clip from last night. Or was it 2 nights ago? No, it was last night. But anyway, let's do the open panel and answer some questions. So, okay. PWF is now submitting subs. Look at the view count, bro. It doesn't add up. There should be averaging like 1,000 live viewers. Again, there's another person who doesn't understand how there's different parts of YouTube. So I'm not a live streamer. 99% of my subs came from videos and shorts. So yeah, I'm not like Destiny, who, for example, got all his subs from streaming, right? 2 different types of YouTubers. I don't know how people don't get that. Plus, I got the check mark next to my name. Oh, this guy's name is Natty's Ugly. All right, we'll probably ban him as well. Oh, this dude's like spamming the chat hardcore. All right, what else we got? Feel like Alex retired from YouTube how little he's been active. No, I definitely haven't retired from YouTube. I've just been kind of sick with Lyme disease, but I'm going to be dropping a video tomorrow, dropping more videos this week, and I'm going to be, sometimes I take like a little I guess, rest periods or whatever. But I still can't understand how Browder can speak so much when he's so fat, LOL. Not sure, actually. When's the next speed dating? It's going to be Wednesday or Thursday. One of these days. I need to lock it down. All right, let me drop the link. Bam. Damn, why so late? Because I honestly got home a few hours ago, and I couldn't have done it any earlier. And I didn't want to go like 5 days in a row without streaming because I'm not going to stream tomorrow or Tuesday. So this is kind of like a little compromise I made in my head. Hey, how are you, Alexander? Would you consider yourself to be a workaholic? I don't know. I don't. I work a lot, but I don't know if I'm a workaholic. Hey, Alex, the Guerver goes, really? Can you give me the timestamp? Because I tried to find it and I couldn't find it. So if you could drop me the timestamp, that would be helpful. What does it mean when a girl says she's not ready for a relationship after you've been sleeping with her for a couple months? It means she doesn't want to either be in a relationship with you or she doesn't want to be in a relationship in general. One of those two things. Okay. You know what? While we wait for people to join, I'm gonna react to that. I meant to do this last time. React to the fucking Sneeko video, Sneeko Kid video. Let me see if I can find this Sneeko Kid. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this is the video I want to react to.
Perhaps one of the most surreal moments to stem from the internet is Sneeko meeting his young fans and being absolutely flabbergasted by what they were saying, asking the camera, "What have I done?
What have I done?
It's extremely clear that these kids were looking for his approval, except for one in the back who seems smart enough to immediately leave the inflammatory situation. As of the writing of this video, the clip has been viewed over 40 million times, demonstrating this. It's pretty clear from the look on these kids' faces that they
Wait, where's the actual clip? Sneako's stunned.
Here's the clip by some of his oldest fans. I'm not sure.
No, wait. We love women.
Fuck the woman.
What? No, wait. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
Okay, goodbye.
Whole gay shit time, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, reach.
Sneako's like, shit, this is not gonna look well. That is funny. Alex, what's up with all the shade throwing as part of your advertising tactic? Who's the last person I threw shade at? I don't even know who. When was the last time I did that? Like that was like fucking weeks ago, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I talk less shit now than I was a year ago or equal to. Definitely not more. Oh yeah, it's Cheery. Yeah. I forgot her name, but yeah, that's who I'm doing the podcast with tomorrow. Should be fun. I just generally say yes to pretty much every podcast request if it looks like that person has like even a semi-legitimate channel. FitFX Fearless. Oh, but I had to react to that. I mean, that was I have a content curator guy whose job it is to curate me like content to react to and whatnot. He sent me that over, so it wasn't like I found it myself. But yeah, dude, that was. I mean, let me just play it for the audience. That was like I had to react to that. That was like super duper fucking cringe. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you believe in this shit, you're a fucking idiot. Here, let me pull up my short from today. Yeah, I tried to have a little fun with it. Doesn't mean I'm throwing shade at the guy. I just think what he's saying in this video is super fucking dumb. Okay. It's called How Not to Keep Your Girl Loyal. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. All right, here it is. This is the video in question.
FedEx Fearless is gonna steal my girlfriend.
The girl is dealing with me. She gets to fly first class everywhere, gets nice gifts once she's deserved it. She gets to spend time doing fun things that she couldn't even imagine doing with you. Even girls who I deal with on the side get better experiences than your girlfriend. And you're sitting up here expecting your girlfriend to be loyal to you. Guys, at the end of the day, you need to provide experiences for your woman, or you're going to walk her into another man's arms.
This is the dumbest shit I have ever fucking heard. You need to be a sugar daddy because otherwise your girlfriend is going to cheat on you. It's actually literally the exact opposite. Like, it'd be funny if he was trolling, but he's not. He's actually being serious. This is what like the red pillars believe. That would have actually been a really good topic to debate about if he didn't bitch out of coming on the podcast. But yeah, like, this is the dumbest fucking shit ever. Of course I'm gonna react to that. Doesn't mean I'm like insulting him, but yo, are you fucking kidding me? Oh yeah, just fucking beta bucks your way. This is the one thing I agree with the black pillars on when they make fun of red pillars. It's like, oh yeah, like these guys just straight up like advocating like fucking basically being a sugar daddy as if that's like a strategy for keeping women around.
The sad thing is, he's not even trolling. He's being dead serious. But if you want to actually keep your girlfriend around, you want to do the exact opposite. The last thing you need is a quasi sugar daddy relationship where the main thing that draws your girl in is money you spend on her, because that can be very easily replaceable with other guys who make more money than you. Instead, you want to have your relationship be based on non-superficial factors. So this could be things like great sex, an intellectual connection, emotional connection, vibing, attraction. These are things that cannot be easily replaced. And it's going to be way more solid for your relationship.
I stand by every single thing I said in that video. Pearly things, fresh and fit Tate, Sneaker, Fit FX Fearless. Everyone there, with the exception of Tate, is a fucking retard, though. Pearly is less of a retard. I will give her that. I've been trying to debate her for a while. It might actually happen. But yeah, like, I just got to call out dumb ideas when I see them, I guess. I don't know. Well, I never actually talked shit about Tate. I think I covered his case and I gave my assessment of what I think is going to happen. Alex, will you ever collab with a new female master YouTuber, Wendy? Never heard of her. Let me take a look at who this Wendy is. Okay, let's see. Wendy. Manosphere. I don't know who the fuck it is. Her thing is not popping up. Yeah, I don't know. You need to send me a link and then I can look into her. There's like 5 new people every day. We got this nugget of wisdom. Great sex is just as tangible as a thing as any other superficial factor. Personality doesn't exist. Yes, personality does not exist. You are right. You have figured it out. Okay. Alex, can you recommend any clinics for SOT? There's one in Georgia. Type in like Doctor. Oh fuck! It's been so long since I did SOT. Type in like Georgia or Atlanta SOT. Dr. Sloan SOT, and it'll come up. Alex, do you any more thoughts on Billy Ray Ben or her boyfriend that one, whatever pod? I mainly like her because she's not full on red pill. She has nuance something to each lack. She was supposed to come on my channel, and then she said she needs to postpone it a little bit, but we're still planning on doing collab. I don't know enough about her. She seems like a pretty standard red pillar. So I would probably have the same disagreements with her that I would have with Pearly things. But yeah, I would need to research her more. Like, when that collab does happen, the day before, I'll research her much more extensively. Thoughts on Rolo's recent comments on Cold Approach? What did he say? I actually don't know what his comments were. Okay. Lily Ray brand is the female equivalent of How to Be, just as generic advice. She's just eye candy and master, nothing more. Yeah, I mean, when I was skimming through her content very, very briefly, that's kind of vibe I got too. I didn't really see anything unique or interesting there, but yeah, I don't know her well enough. I'm still like not sure who I think is more cringy, red pillars or black pillars. We got personality doesn't exist on one side, and it's all looks, and you should be a sugar daddy, and that's the best way to keep your girl around. The stupidity knows no bounds. Okay, all I see is just like bickering in the chat. Let's see. I'm talking to a couple of girls who live in Miami. I wonder if you'd bank them. Oh, it's a big city, but it's possible, I guess. Cringe in its own way. Hard to say which is worse. Alex, all your female mods are sub 5 and they wouldn't touch Indian pie man, yet you want us to believe he gets hot girls and girlfriends unattractive. What's your response to that? Okay, Sarah, I'm sure you really are a girl. Sure. Why don't you come on the stream, Sarah? I would really want to meet a black pillar female named Sarah. Okay. When data coaches giving value, what do they mean? They mean like giving free like help, like helping you with something or giving some kind of information that will be useful to your life. Alex, can I be a guest on your speed date? Female, 22 years old, 5'10", brunette in the Middle Eastern. Sure. Yeah. Shoot me an email, playingwithfirechannel@gmail.com, and we can get you on. Do you ever miss John? Like I miss the collabs that we did because I think there was a lot of value there. And yeah, I mean, in some small way, I guess you could say that I miss the collaborations we used to do. But as a friend, not really. Alex, I see Andrew being good and causing drama during debates, but I don't think he's a good debater. What's your honest opinion? I don't think Andrew's a good debater. But to be fair, he hasn't really done much debating at all. But I think he's got maybe potential, but he's not like at this point in time, he doesn't really know how to debate. Alex, what do you think of your time on the Game Global panel you did the other day? What did you think of the coaches other than Marcus we already know? I mean, most of them are people I've had on the channel, and the other ones are people I didn't know. So I didn't know at least two of the guys. Justin Mark, I mean, I've talked about in the past. Denton, I think, is all right, I guess. I mean, I like him. I mean, there's things I disagree with him on, though, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It really just depends on which one. Marcus is probably the one I like the most out of that whole bunch. Can you reach out to James Sexton? Sure. Never heard of him, but yeah. Did you see Rational Male versus Crucible? No way Rolo debated the Crucible. I didn't. There's no way that fucking happened. Alex, do I need to have my camera on during speed dates, and how do I apply for it? You just join when I do it. There's no application process, and yes, you do need to have your camera on unless I personally know you, because we've had a lot of people flashing the stream and doing other weird ass shit. What do you think about guys who go too far to be toxic because they're scared of being friend zoned? I think that's probably not a good idea. It's kind of like putting on like a charade. I don't really think that works well, but yeah, I don't know. Alex, how are you doing with Lyme disease? Can you give us an update? It's a struggle. I had a massive setback like 2 weeks ago. Still been recovering. Doing some injectable antibiotics. They seem to be helping. But yeah, we'll see where I'm at next week. I typically don't really like to talk too much about Lyme disease because it's like actually a traumatic part of my life. So it's kind of, I don't know, unless there's like a purpose, unless it's talking to a doctor or talking to someone else who has Lyme disease, it's like a topic I generally avoid because I don't want the stream to become like a pity party. Okay. Bro, Rolo debated the Crucible just happened. Okay, I gotta take a look at this. Hang on a second. Rollo debated the Crucible. Oh shit! It did. I guess it was a panel.
We didn't talk about that one in council.
We did talk about that in council. Yes, we did.
Argument which came from marriage. The median age of first marriages is increasing. In 2022, the median age of marriage was 32 for
People
PhD.
don't know how to socialize together long term.
Well, the argument
honestly
I think should.
Okay, here he's reacting to it. I don't know where the fuck the original is. If someone has the link for the original, that would be good. I cannot imagine Rollo actually doing a debate against someone who knows how to debate. Does lime make you allergic to red meat? Nope, I eat red meat. I skim the Game Global podcast only for the times Marcus spoke. Only skip you two because I know everything you teach already. All good. You know what's funny? I kind of feel bad for this, but I was supposed to be on another one of their panels on Saturday, but I just totally forgot and had to basically bail. Like I guess like literally like 12 hours beforehand when I remembered because I had a conflict of interest. But yeah, I was supposed to be on a panel with. I think it was they were doing another whole other panel, but yeah, that was my bad. I skimmed. I forgot that one. That one's going to be out probably in like a week or two. The one that I would have been on. But yeah, I'll probably go on their panel again if they invite me. Okay, here's the link, by the way, if anyone wants to come on chat. That's the live panel, not reaction. Yeah. I don't know where the actual link is for the I'll just text Andrew later. Actually, I can just text him now and see if he has the link. Let me see. Hey, what's the link to your debate with Rollo? Okay, there we go. He's actually up super late, so he should probably get back to me. Does Lyme disease also encompass fibromyalgia? Sorry you have to go through such pain. Glad you're doing well. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Fibromyalgia is pain that cannot be diagnosed. So they're like Lyme disease could be the reason why someone has fibromyalgia. But fibromyalgia isn't anything. It's not disease. It's just a lack of a diagnosis. It's like someone who has pain and then cannot be diagnosed. Right. And typically, a lot of the times when someone has fibromyalgia, it's actually they have something else. It could be hormonal issues, could be vitamin deficiency, or quite often it's Lyme disease. At least Rollo can't use subscriber counts as an excuse anymore. He was actually never using that as an excuse. He was saying that I would need to come to his studio in person or whatever. I offered that I will fly him out to any neutral third-party studio like Valuetainment or anyone and pay for his hotel, and he declined that offer. But yeah, my initial proposal was to do basically a virtual debate because that's the easiest. So we'll see. I'll keep pushing forward. Can we just review the Andrew Rollo thing? Sure. As soon as someone drops me a link, we can absolutely do that. How come you can't just do a virtual debate and let Sartain moderate? I don't know. That was my plan A. I am totally down to do that. That was my first suggestion because it's a lot easier than flying out places, but he turned that down. Then I suggested that we would meet in person, but we would do it at a neutral studio. So yeah, I'm totally down to do that. That would be ideal for me. I don't know what your question is. Sometimes questions get skipped, so I don't know. Okay, Iki Phoenix, you have to turn your camera on backstage at the very least, so I know you're a real person. Alex, scroll up. They were saying you're on the right video. Okay, it's a 4-hour fucking video. What's up?
How's it going, man?
You're at work right now?
Yeah, of course I am. What do you think? Do you think this is my lovely house?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, not at all. I just saw your message, man. I know what that's like, dude.
Wait, when did I message you?
I think yesterday. I was like, "Hey, man, everything good?" And you just like gave me a quick update. I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. I think it was a few days ago, yeah, that I was messaging you.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, Ron, I'm disappointed that video we did, the tall guy picking up girls, didn't perform that well.
Yeah, who would have known? Like, no one was interested in knowing if tall guys did well with ladies, huh?
I guess it kind of makes sense because everyone would expect a tall guy to do well, so therefore.
Yeah,
Okay, Iki, right. I literally saw just your ceiling, so I would need to see your face before I bring you on, at least backstage. Not taking any chances. This debate will never happen, even if it does. I think Alex will either drop the ball in a game, bought her like when he called into freshman, or get nervous on like on Valley Tainment. I've never been nervous on Valley Tainment. If that debate probably will not happen, but it will not be because of me. I've offered 3 options. First, we do it virtually. That was met with a no. Then we do it at Neutral Studio. That was met with a no. And I fly roll out. And my last option was I go to his studio if he publicly agrees to come to my studio afterwards. So it's a 1-for-1. And that one was also met with a no. So it's kind of outside my hands at this point.
Yeah, the Alex versus Rolo debate's just never gonna happen, man. It's not in the cards.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'm surprised you're doing such a late stream, dude.
I typically don't like to do them that late because it's lower, least amount of people are online. But I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow and Tuesday, and so I wanted to do something, and I didn't stream yesterday and the day before, so I wanted to I didn't want to have too long of a gap.
Yeah, I got you.
How come you think? How come? I mean, in terms of business, these streams do absolutely nothing for me. Like I'm gonna make like 35 cents from ad revenue from the stream. So I just do these to kind of like keep in touch with the PWF community. There's no if I want to make more money, I would just do more private coaching sessions or something like that, or work on marketing. How come you think Rolo's so afraid of you? I don't think he's afraid of me per se. I think he just I think I don't think he's afraid of me. I think he's afraid of the way that debate will go, because I think he knows he's made some pretty baseless claims about me, and that he just doesn't want to have to basically be challenged on those. That's what I think it is. But I don't think he's scared of me as a person or as a debater.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the Crucible and him went at it.
Okay, I think people explained to me where it is. So it's basically here, but it's further down. So it's a fucking 4-hour video, but let me skim through.
Be looking at here, my duties as a husband, and why I'm gonna have no success at this.
Single moms do the right thing, and it's just I'm like, no, they're single for a reason. Part of the consequence of a divorce.
Okay, so who do we have here? We have Rolo, Michael Sartain, Andrew, Glenn. That guy's quite a character. And Ryan Stone. Okay, quite the lineup. Where can I watch? I don't know where the fuck to find the original, though. Ron, you're good with technology. Do you know where the original is for this?
I'd have to look. I'd have to look. I'm surprised no one in chat found it for you. Usually
I don't know. Most of the chat is just complaining that I can't find it, but I haven't seen anyone actually link it to me. Okay, there we go. Iki, I see you. You can, if you want to turn your camera off, you can. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Dude,
Hello.
we can barely hear you. It's like the smallest, like, muffle. Like, yeah, dude. We can't hear you, bro.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Icky, I'll give you like a few minutes to like fix your audio, and then I'll bring you back on. So, Ron, why don't you talk about some of the fucking dozens of girls you've been banging?
Oh man, I had to take it easy. You know, stuff goes around.
Did you get like chlamydia or something?
Yeah, my first time. Yeah, I thought I was like, what's gonna happen? Is my dick gonna fall off? What do I do in this situation? And like, all my guy friends are like, this is your first time, really? At like almost 40? I'm like, yeah, I've never caught anything.
Well, you were married for like 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. I went from one relationship to another, each like about a decade long. So I've always like just, the first time ever messing around, and they're like, dude, get on your antibiotics. A week later, you'll be back out there. I was like, that's it? They're like, yeah, that's it. I was like, bet. All right, cool. But, I'm asymptomatic. I didn't feel anything. But one of the girls just like messaged me, and they're like,
most people are asymptomatic with chlamydia. I had it like 5-6 years ago. I didn't even know. I had no symptoms at all. It was just, a girl told me that she tested positive. I tested positive. Take like one big pill of antibiotics, and then I was good.
Yeah. Like the guys here like treat it like the common cold. They're like, yeah, man, that's the FIU flu, bro. You'll get over that. That's nothing. I was like, really? He's like, is that common? I'm like, fuck, gross.
It's pretty common, yeah.
Yeah.
Which girl was it?
I'll send you a picture of her. She's unfollowed me and everything. I was like, okay. I mean, you're assuming I'm the one that gave it to you, but maybe you gave it to me.
Yeah, you never know with these things.
Yeah.
All right, let's give this guy another try. Hello. It's your time to shine. Time to shine.
I don't hear anything.
I'll bring you back another 5 minutes. I'll give you another 5 minutes.
I did run into that influencer girl last week. Dude, I thought I was like, I had it in the bag, I was like, man, she's so hot, nice ass. And then I see her Instagram. I'm like, oh, I don't have a shot in hell. Like, he has 1.2 million followers. And then I, did a little Googling because she doesn't link it on her Instagram. She has her own OnlyFans. And then she's like getting piped down by like buff dudes, tatted. I'm like, oh, no, never mind. Hard pass, I guess.
Wait, you don't think you have a shot, or you're just not interested in her?
Well, now I'm not interested, but I also don't think I have a shot.
You
have a shot, bro. You have a shot.
Maybe, but do I really want to? Especially now after I caught something for the first time in my fucking life.
Yo, Andrew, come on and tell us about your Rolo debate. The whole chat is telling me you debated him, but I can't seem to really find the original. So I'm curious to hear what you thought about that and how that happened. I'm going to drop you the link. Brad, why is it so dark where you are? Are you like performing a fucking...
He's outside.
Ritual or something?
He's outside, baby.
I'm performing magic, Alex. No, I'm walking outside.
I can see some light out there.
Yeah.
So were you kidding me? You texted me earlier today, or were you serious?
I'm serious, but maybe don't say it out loud. But yeah, I'm serious.
Why did you think I would be like happy about that, proud of that?
I don't know. I thought it could go 50-50, but I just thought it was funny.
Oh. Yeah, I generally do not support that kind of thing.
Of course you don't, Alex. Of course. Hey, but you want to hear something I actually disagree with Fresh and Fit on that I realized tonight is they
One
do
thing?
there's more, but this is something that was like really came up in my mind tonight. Is they do contradict themselves, because on the one hand they say they want a girl to sleep with them fast, don't make them wait. But on the other hand, they say, oh, if you sleep with a guy fast, you're a hoe. So it's like, which one do you want? And they're also punishing the girl for good behavior, for doing what they want. So, I mean, if you want the girl to sleep with you fast, don't judge her for it. Don't punish her for it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, that's
I've been
a
saying that for ages.
contradiction that's a contradiction that everyone has pointed out for the longest time. It's
yeah. Yeah. So I think it's like, I mean, yeah, it's a serious contradiction because on the one hand, how can you say I'm so charismatic and charming, my game's so good, I know what to say and what to do, I know how to escalate, I know how to move it forward. So that's why I'm so good with women. I can fuck them fast. But then you're going to turn around and say, oh, this girl fucked me on the first date. Oh, therefore she's a useless hoe.
Yeah, there's also the fact that if a woman doesn't fuck you on the first night, then she's wasting time and she's playing games. But if she does fuck you on the first night, then she's a hoe and she's not good for relationships. There's no way a girl can win.
Right. Puts the girl in a lose-lose situation. So, I mean, I do agree with them in the sense that obviously if a girl's like 19 and she's got like 500 bodies, then that's the opposite extreme. Then, that's not ideal. But yeah, I mean, don't judge a woman for having sex with you fast, because I mean that's ultimately the goal, right?
All right, so Andrew's going to come on the panel so he can give us a firsthand accounting of how the debate went.
the Crucible guy.
Yeah. I see someone backstage named YouTube. I need to verify that you're a real person, at least backstage. It's so dark. I need to see some eyes. Okay, I'll take my chance. Please don't fucking whip your dick out or something like that. All right.
Yo, my bad. I just literally don't have any light right now, so I don't want to have my camera on. But yeah,
Every time I bring a person on who I don't recognize, my adrenaline just goes slightly up, and then it's a nice release when they don't whip their dick out. It's like,
yeah, you've done pretty good at that. Like, right when the dick's about to whip out, and you're like, close.
I got my hand on the thing, man. It's
man, it's really good.
Alex, how are you so experienced knowing when a guy will whip his dick out, like down to the second?
Wouldn't you like
suspect, my bro?
That's for me to know and for YouTube to find out.
For me to never find out. Okay.
I've just streamed for too long. I've been streaming for like 4 years now, and I've just gotten really good at like watching out for the warning signs. But the good thing is that the people who are going to do that, they will not even show their face backstage because they're like just too much in they're just not even going to show themselves even backstage. So that's like you can filter out like 9% of people who are going to do that.
Hey, Alex.
I remember. Oh, go
Good
ahead.
question. What's your journey been like after 3 years of doing YouTube?
In what sense?
Like, as in, like, as a person, like, have you been, like, would you say you've learned new things, like, growing as a person? Like, how would you describe your journey in general?
Just with YouTube?
Yeah.
I don't think I've grown as a person because of YouTube. It's just been a massive grind. It's just that's the best way to describe it. It's a grind, which has its like ups and downs.
Is it more like mental grind or like actual like putting in the work and like doing stuff like
Both.
editing and stuff like that?
Both. Like these street interviews, like even though the video's 5 minutes, they take me 2 or 3 days to shoot. Like like all the videos you see on the channel, like people will look like, oh, Alex only streamed like 3 times this week. It was 2 hours each, so he only worked like 6 hours a week.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
there's the behind the
when we were out filming for 2 hours, you only get like a 5-minute snippet, and you're just like, bro, I did much better.
Yeah.
It's just condensed 5 minutes, and I just look so bad in those 5 minutes.
It's so weird though, because like from like at least from the audience point of view, or from like a subscriber's point of view, like I really do enjoy your old content more than I do enjoy your new ones. But I still do watch your YouTube videos, your newer stuff. But I find myself watching more of your older videos where you're actually teaching more of the texting side instead of the actual going out and talking or approaching people. I feel like so I was just kind of curious if like
Well,
that.
I still do those videos all the time. It's just that for some reason my channel
Yeah.
now doesn't watch them as much. But let me see when's the last time I did one.
Well, I saw the one where you had that TikToker, and I really did like that one too. And I think I brought that up on your last live.
Yeah, my last texting video was I think 3 weeks ago. But I'm actually, funny enough, my literally tomorrow. No way, that's gonna be something else. No, there's got to be a more recent texting video. Oh yeah, there was one 12 days ago. Tinder pickup lines that actually work. That was a technical texting video.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it, but yeah, I don't know. I thought I'd bring that up because I really do like. I like when you like give informational videos. I feel like recently you've been doing a lot more of like throwing like, and this is not me trying to dish you, but like I feel like you've been throwing a lot of shade towards people, and it's just kind of like going off like into a whole different area of like going from an informative YouTube channel to like just talking shit about other channels, and like that's why I kept bringing that up. And I was like kind of curious if there was anything behind the scenes that was going on that like maybe
I don't
things
know. I don't know
for
where
you.
people get this like idea from that like a big part of my channel is talking shit. So if we just like go look at my videos, okay, so this is a street interview. Here's just breaking down a bunch of studies. Here's a reaction video. Here's a texting video. Street interview. Here's an interview. Here's a very interesting documentary of the short guy. Challenging strangers to pick up girls. I mean, like, there's like no shit talking videos here. I think people just look at my lives and they think that's my whole channel. But this is actually what built my channel. It's video. It's my main video. It's not my live streams, right? So like, there's literally like actually no shit talking here at all in my main videos. On the live streams, so speed dating, the Crucible, small debates, interview, debate, yes, but there's still like most of it is not shit talking. There's like, I don't know, like 2% of my videos are shit talking if you like do the breakdown.
Shit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me that I'm seeing that, but yeah, like I thought, I like from my perspective at least, that's what I was seeing. But maybe it's just me then. I don't know. I just thought I'd bring that up.
When was the last shit talking video? Like, what was the last shit talking video that you saw?
It had to be a stream.
Like the fresh and fit. Like I mean, it was the short. I think that's what it is too. Because I've been seeing a lot of your short videos, and I think that's maybe what's queuing things up for me is the shorts that you're doing about like. The last one I saw was like the fresh and fit, like gonna steal my girlfriend this way or something like that. Forgot what the title.
That's FitFX, but that's not actually a shit talking video. That's meant to be an educational video about what bad advice is. Right? I'm just reacting to what he said. But even if I'm just going through my shorts, like 90% of my shorts don't involve any other content creator.
Yeah, but like I feel like you could have done that like a lot more different. I feel like he just came across like very like
not mentioned Fresh and Fit. Is Fresh and Fit the ones giving out?
Well, Fresh and Fit is not involved in that video. It's FitFX Fearless. There, I didn't mention.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have to like, I don't know. I mean, I find the best way to do like those kinds of videos with humor, because I think that like if I just do a video where I'm just serious and talking, none of you motherfuckers are gonna watch it. Right?
No, but Alex, but like if anything, I didn't even watch. I didn't want to watch that video. I think I accidentally clicked on it, but I think the reason why I didn't want to watch it was because it seemed very like very like trash talking, and I think that like makes sense. It seems cringy to me. Like the title was like kind of cringy to me, to be honest. And like I accidentally clicked on it, and I feel like a lot of your videos, like where you shit talk, like the titles on there are kind of cringy to me. But like I said, I think it might just be a me thing. But like, yeah, that's what I've been noticing, at least from my perspective, because I watch a lot of your videos and I like to keep up with your stuff. because I'm always trying to get better. And like lately, I just been like seeing a lot of like videos where you're talking about like pearly things, fresh and fit,
But
or like fit ass.
but you have to understand that those are the videos that just show up on your feed, right? Because the feed, for whatever reason, thinks that that's what you're going to watch. But if we actually like look at my channel, it's like holistically, it's actually like whether we do video, shorts, or live streams, it's actually a tiny percentage of like the overall content that I make. Like the video that you're referencing, this one is
Here's how FitX Fearless is going to steal my girlfriend.
The girl is dealing with me. She gets to fly first class everywhere, gets nice gifts once she's deserved it. She gets to spend time doing fun things that she couldn't even imagine doing with you. Even girls who are doing get better experiences than your girlfriend. And you're sitting up here expecting your girlfriend to be loyal to you. God.
Yeah, this is like horrible advice.
Yeah. See, I think we're confused.
Or you're
what
going to
shit-talking
walk her
really
into
is.
another man's
Like,
arms.
if you're
The sad thing is, he's not even trolling. He's being dead serious. But if you want to actually keep your girlfriend around, you want to do the exact opposite. The last thing you need is a quasi sugar daddy relationship where the main thing that draws your girl in is money you spend on her.
So you can see this is not a shit talking video. This is like an
not at
advice
all.
video with like a humorous twist to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand how that could be shit talking if he's like criticizing the content or the advice the guy is giving. That's just him pointing out.
It's
hey,
objectively
this is really
horrible advice. I'm actually was surprised when I saw that. What's up, Andrew?
Hey, how you doing, man? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. So yeah, this actually caught me off guard because I didn't know you debated Rolo. When did this happen?
Yesterday and today.
It was a two-part debate.
Yeah, well, it was a bit spontaneous. So what happened is the first panel they had going on, they were essentially kind of warring with the tradcons, and that's kind of my thing. Traditional conservatism anyway. And so I had reached out through Glenn and said, why don't I jump on here, and I think I can give a pretty good defense of our side. So I hopped on, talked with that panel for about an hour, but they were wrapping it up. So then Rolo had reached out. He wanted to put the panel again together and have me on to do a defense of the kind of Christian worldview for the plan for the West. And so that devolved into essentially a 1v3 is what that ended up being. So
I'm
that's
assuming
kind of
you're the one in that 1v3, right?
I was, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Rolo nowadays
You don't even
doesn't
have to
do.
watch it. Andrew won, bro. Forget
Rolo does not do any debates where he's by himself. He needs to have like at least 2 or 3 of his like buddies with him before he debates anyone.
Well, it was I mean, to be honest with you, there's a few channels I've gone on where I've been able to have some really good faith, really good debates. Your channel's one of them. And then there's one other channel I've gone on where I get that sometimes, but I must admit, maybe it was just the panel he had together because Michael Sartain was there and a few other people were on the panel. But it was a really good debate and a really good faith exchange. I felt. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like anybody was being bad faith that entire debate.
That is interesting. I do agree. Michael Sartain is generally speaking, pretty good faith. I do like that dude. Rolo, on the other hand, that's interesting. That I guess people are always capable of doing something right. Yeah. Do you know?
Just remember, like that's your beef with him, right? So that's not mine. But like whatever your guys' deal is your deal. But he hasn't done anything but treat me with respect. So I don't have anything bad to say about him.
Interesting.
He's just been dodging Alex forever. That's
He's been dodging me so hard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the controversy.
Oh no, there's more than that, but there's nothing really personal. I don't actually wish him any personal ill will. Like if I saw him on the street, I wouldn't like fight him or something. I'd be like, hey, what's up, man? Like I don't like he's never done anything like malicious to me personally, like hurt me in some way. He still lies about it and he's dodged debates, but like all of that is like, it's not personal.
Well,
for me.
I know that there's like with all spheres, this particular sphere has its own kind of interpersonal conflicts and grudges. It was pretty obvious most of the people on the panel, for instance, don't get along with Pearl. I get along with Pearl pretty well. Don't have any real problems with her. She's never been anything but respectful. I've met up with her in real life, in fact. and she wasn't anything but as nice as could be. So I understand that there's all kinds of like interpersonal conflict that you guys have that I'm not privy to. I'm just kind of relaying my perspective.
Yeah,
as,
man.
as kind of an outsider looking in.
Yeah, I got you. So what was the main Rhaegar, shut the fuck up. What was the main disagreement in terms of like or like what were the main like I guess points of disagreement during that debate?
Well, it was actually pretty heated, and we got to the heart of things fairly quickly. So this revolved around marriage and no fault divorces, and kind of Rollo and those guys kind of have a synopsis that birth control or contraception is really kind of the basis for why marriage took a big nosedive. And I kind of have a different view. I view no fault divorce, and of course, as you know, a decline in virtues as being a big problem. So we kind of went round and round on that for most of the debate, but we actually crossed the Rubicon on a lot of different topics. So it was pretty interesting. It went on a lot longer than I thought, but it was a pretty good faith exchange. I was surprised.
Wait, is Rollo against no fault divorce? Sorry, I think Rollo is against no fault divorce, right? Like, what would be the disagreement between you two?
Not sure that he really stated his position. He wasn't. He was almost acting more in a stead of a moderator. I did have quite a few exchanges with him, but they were kind of short and concise. With him, kind of, I think he was really trying to get his positions out and first kind of draw a baseline of, hey, this is the type of like red pill that I advocate for. These are the types of positions I advocate for, and here's my grounding reasoning. And then we had a few exchanges on those, which were really good. But he wasn't really, because the panel was big, or at least kind of big, you know what I mean? There was only so much time for those different exchanges. So we didn't, I don't actually know at the end of the panel, to be honest with you, if he was against no fault divorce. I think he did say that he would prefer, some kind of virtues in society, but he pragmatically kind of thought that it wasn't very viable, or that I had a long road to hoe, which I agree with. I think that that's probably a fair critique.
Well, the real disagreement between you two would be is that Rollo is against marriage, or at least marriage nowadays, and he's also he encourages young men to get vasectomies. So those are the two big disagreements between you two, because you are pro-marriage, I think, for any generation, and it seems like you're not for vasectomies.
I am very pro-religious marriage, but as far as secular marriage, as you know, I have steep criticisms, and I'm not sure that it's the greatest idea.
But you wouldn't tell a secular person like me to like not get married, right? Like I think you would still encourage.
I would tell you that you should get married if it has a religious connotation to it. So if you're getting, otherwise, I wouldn't really understand the point. I do think that it would still relay benefits to you. That's true, at least some benefits. But in the year 2023, I would definitely say that there's significant risk when it comes to those benefits. So if it had some kind of religious overtones, so in other words, if I thought your vows and the sacraments that you were doing had some meaning to them, then yeah, I would definitely encourage it. But
And Andrew, can I ask you, was Rollo's position that birth control is hurting marriage?
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up. Did repeat that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me okay now?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So was Rollo's position that birth control is hurting marriage because it allows women to be promiscuous without consequence?
That was part of his argument. He actually has a multi-pronged argument. So he starts with the correlate that you can really see this kind of jump happen right around the 70s, which is when contraception was extremely popular. But kind of a hole in that argument is contraception had been around for 10 years and pretty widely available by that point anyway. So he kind of did caveat it by saying, hey, listen, this is not the primary reason, but it's definitely a strong correlate reason which I'm not even sure I disagree with. I'm not sure that I disagree that it's not a strong reason why this is going on. But he had some other reasons as well, and he also talked about the virtues of women and that essentially society is kind of pushing them as much as possible towards kind of a more rewarding lifestyle for degenerate behavior, which I also agree with, and I think you guys agree with. You guys talk about that a lot here.
What's
so I'm not just that so women are basically rewarded for promiscuous behavior, skanky behavior, things like that. They're pretty much rewarded for it, and it's something.
Depends on what it depends on, like the circle. So in certain circles they will be rewarded for it, but in other circles, like in the religious community, they'll be punished for it. So I think it depends on what their surrounding is.
Right, but society is not moving along a religious pathway; it's moving along a secular pathway. So if you take like I guess you would call it institutional criticism. So you are right that the churches criticize it, but if you take like Hollywood and daytime television and basically what you see on the internet, which is pushed and this kind of thing, it definitely seems like it's veering more towards pushing towards that behavior as being socially acceptable without stigma, rather than this is behavior which should be shamed.
Yeah, but Andrew,
I think a lot of things that were shameful to do back in like the 90s, I think they're becoming normalized, and I think that's
trendy.
what's making it. Yeah, it's becoming normalized, and I think that's what's fucking up society, is that we no longer have a boundary of what's okay to do in public and what's not okay to do in public. I do agree with you on that.
Let me give you a counter example. Are you familiar with the Logan Paul fiance situation? Dennis Dillon, Logan Paul. Did you follow that at all?
Not as intricately as you are, but I am aware of it and some of the details. Yeah.
Yeah. So like literally the main thing that Logan Paul is being like laughed on and attacked for is the fact that his fiance fucked a lot of dudes and was like super promiscuous. And that seems to be like a lot of people are resonating with that point of attack. Versus if it didn't carry any more social stigma, then that it wouldn't carry any water. And then like, again, another example would be Adam 22's wife, getting fucked by that black dude, right? Like that also, like Adam 22 became a joke because of that. So I don't know. I think in certain circles.
Yeah, I don't think that the women themselves are getting hit for that. I think that the men are being socially shamed by other men for being with women like that. But if you look at how women respond to these other women, they're pretty overly positive towards them. And that's where this social shame or stigma would have to come in, would be women against women. And I think what's going on instead is that women don't really see much shame in this, and they're not really pushing much of a stigma.
Yeah.
If you look at, for instance, the Logan Paul situation, if I look at the comments, it's overwhelmingly from women positive towards her.
Andrew, can I say something? Can I add something to that?
Real quick before you say that, Joey, you need to connect your camera before I can bring you on. It says device not connected. I don't actually have the option of bringing you on until you connect your device. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, before we go further, I 100% agree with what Andrew said. I think that like as a society, I think we're failing, and especially us men, because I believe I have a strong belief that women make a lot of their decisions based off their emotions, and that because of their emotions, they're unable to make the correct decision. And it's just part of human nature, right? It's just part of like how we evolved as a humans, right? We emphasize our strength to survive. So women use their emotions, correct? So I think that like women were made to be destructive, while men were made to kind of correct or be constructive. And I think that when we don't punish women for bad behavior, we in a way indirectly fuck up the world. And I think that's where like men come into play. And I think that's why we're failing as a society, because men aren't setting up boundaries.
Well, men are quite emotional too. I mean, there's I always like argue with this idea that women are emotional, men are logical. There's some logical men out there, but I think generally human beings in general tend to rely on emotions.
Yeah, but Alex, men and women are both emotional. That's true. But you can't deny, like I said before, books like The Female Brain, there's science that proves women they feel emotion 10 times stronger than we do. Like there's a reason in general.
Well, I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
think what you're talking about is that women are 10 times more socially astute. I don't
No,
know.
that's true. That's true. That's true as well. But they also feel emotion a lot stronger. Like there's a reason in general a man will usually stay calm about something and be like, okay, this is the problem. Okay, let's think about a solution. But a woman will usually panic and, freak out and think the world's going to end. Like, this is true. So,
I think men and women gravitate towards different types of emotions. I don't know if you guys watched the Vegas case. It's like these like two teenagers. They're like 17. They were driving around in a stolen car and just like literally like hitting people, like just knocking over a bike. And like the whole thing, it was just like the lawyer, Bruce Rivers, who I like, shout out to him, by the way, good channel. He was doing a breakdown and he was like, this is just pure teenage stupidity. These men are just like all like hopped up on like, testosterone, dopamine, like, yeah, this is so, I want to look like a badass, but now they're going to do life in jail. So I don't know, man. I mean, like men, I just think that men are more likely to gravitate towards anger and stuff like that. Women are more likely to gravitate towards like sadness or anxiety, but they're
I disagree with that. I think the world's made men softer, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're angrier. I think it just means that we're a lot. There's a lot of emotional weakness within men now more than ever because of like how easy life has become. Whereas in the past,
men have always been more prone to anger than women. I mean, like 99% of assault is like for men. Like it's
I disagree.
Alex,
I think it used to be more physical. I think it used to be like men used to. I think
it's a skill issue. It's a skill. Alex, it's a skill issue, bro. It's a skill issue. So the thing is like women are just as prone to anger as men are. Men are not more prone to anger. It's that men are capable of acting on that anger in ways that women aren't. So
100%.
men are capable of doing physical violence to the people around them, whereas women are not nearly as capable. However, if you see a woman or when women do kind of do this type of physical violence and things like this, who's it towards? It's towards weaker people, right?
100%.
Children, things like this.
And I think part of the reason why
let me just say this real quick before I forget, Andrew. I totally disagree with you on that. Like, just men have like 100 times more testosterone than women.
That doesn't mean that they're that's true, but that doesn't mean that they're more prone to being angry than women are,
that your testosterone, like, dude, I can tell you something.
I think part of the reason why you're failing to see why men are. I think why you're failing to see why men are more physically violent than women is because you don't. I think you're forgetting that throughout evolution, men have always been far stronger than women physically, and I think you're forgetting that throughout evolution, men have catered through physical. Violence to
that's making his point. That's making Alex's point.
Right. And so like I think you're forgetting that men have always been violent, not because we cater towards anger, but because that's our actual strength in the world, right? So men have always used physical force to conquer what they want.
Okay, hang on, stop. Everyone understands that. Like, all of that goes without saying. Andrew, I don't.
Hold on. No
wait, let me
offense
get
to
one
YouTube.
word in
Can
on my
you
own
not
panel.
hold on. But YouTube, can you please not hog the mic, bro? No offense.
Okay, anyway, so this is what I was going to say. So I personally been on testosterone therapy because I had low testosterone. And I can tell you that when my testosterone dose was higher, I was more angry. Like, there's a direct correlation between having high testosterone and being much more angry. That's why, like, for example, bodybuilders, there's a thing called roid rage, right? You're more likely to just flip out over nothing. So there's definitely a strong correlation there between testosterone and
but Alex, if you were to take a woman, let's say tomorrow, and inject her with 100 times more testosterone, and you were to take a man tomorrow and inject him with like 5 times more testosterone, Do you think that the woman would act out in anger more than the man? Because I do. I think that this is, again, a skill issue. It's a control issue. So it is true that we have far more testosterone, but we have to control it our entire lives. Whereas
Well,
women don't.
At that point, you would have to consider both factors because the woman, the female brain is different than the male brain. So you would be giving the woman 10 times more testosterone.
Well, I think that the same thing, right? But I think it would be the same thing if you inject a man, and you do see this, right? Like with trans and things like this, if you inject them with a ton of estrogen, you get these same types of wild mood swings and things like this because they have not learned to control this chemical either. I don't think that men are more prone not only for anger, but even acting on anger. I think that it's a skill differential. So I think that men have the capability to act out violently, and women use their anger in different ways.
I kind of disagree with that.
Hang on, one second. I don't actually necessarily disagree with any of that. The point I was making, I think we were talking about two different things. I was talking about just feeling the emotions versus I think you're talking more about acting out the emotions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that men feel anger more than women do. But you might be right in terms of like the acting out. The reason men will act out less or more because they have a lifetime of experience of being able to control that. Like I feel anger. I just don't act out.
Andrew,
but you could act out on it. Whereas a woman
argue that
probably wouldn't be able
with you,
to.
Andrew.
A woman can act out her own way. She can like throw things and she can have a hissy fit. I mean, there's ways women can act.
Well, right. But the reason I bring this up is because you said, I mean, just look at how many men do violent assault and things like that. And I don't think that that's because of the experience of anger, but rather the fact that they can experience anger and then do these things, and women are not capable of doing them. They'll do domestic assault and things like that, but they're not going to like start rocking strangers in the street because it's highly dangerous for them.
Okay, fair enough. But what do you? Okay, let's take we take 1,000 random men, 1,000 random women. Do you actually think, in terms of like how often they feel anger, will be equal, or do you think the men will feel anger more, or they might just act out in different ways?
I mean, the thing is I think maybe men could be more prone for it. But I think that with control, a form of stoicism is understanding when you're feeling anger, how to release it, how to let it go, how to not let it eat you up, things like this.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm not sure that with emotional control you even feel anger as much. So it's hard to say. Maybe so I'll kind of meet you halfway and say yes. If I would say that testosterone definitely would have something to do with the feeling of anger and aggressiveness for sure. So I'll just kind of grant that and say, yeah, maybe men on average do, but I was just kind of pushing back on the idea that that the reason that you see men, kind of conduct these assaults and things like this is it's a skill issue, right?
Hey, Andrew,
I'll meet you halfway. I'll agree with that. I do think that with stoicism and practicing emotional control, you can. I still think you will still feel anger at times, but you can control how it manifests, whether you act on it or not. And I do. Well,
and also how to let it go, and also how to let it go quickly, right? So it could also be a thing where women experience anger for elongated periods of time over the average man. I have no idea. I'd have to look into it, but it wouldn't shock me. You know what I mean? It wouldn't shock me if they feel it for a more elongated time than men do because of this. Kind of these distinctions in sex. So
yeah,
I think that's an interesting topic.
Men and women are just prone to different emotions. But what's interesting? Like, do you know one female debater that hasn't like gotten angry during a debate?
Yeah, I do.
Who?
Sanvi.
I'm not familiar with her.
Yeah, she debated with Vosh. That was really good. But she's what's called definitional debater. So it's like technical debating. So I could kind of see why she doesn't get angry during debates. But I haven't seen her get angry yet.
Okay,
but other than her, right? We could just kind of call that the outlier. So just kind of granting your point. No, really, other than her, I haven't.
Yeah, same. Like I know, but to be fair, there's not too many men, but I can list. Well, but then we have to acknowledge the fact that there's more male debaters than female debaters. But I do think that men, on average, can get to a point where they have better emotional control than women with practice. I'm sure there's exceptions and outliers to that, but
Well, we can also disagree brutally and then, not worry about it the next day. Just kind of like, yeah, no big deal. You know what? It was a brutal debate. We argued a lot. We talked a lot of shit, and then you're just kind of over it. But I think that that's part of the masculine persona as well, to kind of just let the petty shit go type of thing. You know what I mean?
I don't know, Andrew.
Well,
I feel like
comes
it's
down,
like a handful of people who can do that. It's like maybe a dozen.
It comes down
Well,
to
agree.
discipline. It comes down to discipline as well, because a lot of men grow up with zero discipline and they have zero fear of authority or consequence. So no wonder they're driving around knocking people out or any of this dumb shit. So
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Andrew.
think that's part of it. I just think that that the kind of the main part probably. I mean, if you look at criminality throughout history, like Europe recorded criminality in a big way. We have all the execution records, and it was by far overwhelmingly men who even then were committing the most amount of crime. But even the scholars at that point said essentially the same thing, which is that women can't really enact these things, which is why actually they would get away with literal murder and things like that, because a lot of times people didn't even think they were capable of it. We know better now, right? But but they didn't even think they were capable of doing it.
So Alex, what exactly were these kids doing? They were driving around doing what to people?
So yeah, it was like two kids. One of them was 17, one of them was 16. They were driving around in a stolen car, and there's two things they were doing. The first thing is they were, you know how when like a police chase, sometimes the police comes behind you and like spins, like hits the back of your car, so your car spins. They were doing that to random people. But the second thing, which was much worse, is they were literally running over bikers, like just guys on bikes. One of the people they ran over and killed was an ex-police chief. So they're both going to be basically doing life in jail right now.
So okay, so that's a good
yeah.
punishment. But
Mic
you,
check. Can you guys
already,
hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. Let me just say
Okay.
real quick, that's way more of a punishment than I thought they would get. But yeah, they should get death penalty. But life in prison, that's better than I thought.
Well, I mean, they killed a police chief, and it was like first-degree murder. I mean, like, yeah.
Yeah, but the way things are going nowadays, I honestly would not have been surprised if they got like 3 years in jail or something like that.
Not for that. Not for murder. One.
Okay.
Maybe
so
for like if they like the big problem for them is they're dumb enough and they fucking recorded the whole thing, so they can't say it was like an accident. They're like yeah, hit him. Oh shit, that was a good shot. Fuck that guy. So now it's like intent, murderous intent. So yeah, they're fucked. Like
pretty dumb.
Without that video, they probably could have done like 5-10 years. But
hey, can I say something about the Adam 22 situation?
Yeah.
I think the Adam 22 situation is the worst scenario because let's go through a few hypotheticals. So let's say you're with a girl, she slept around in the past, but she doesn't have any video of it or any photo of it. Well, then it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. You can argue. It's like, okay, yeah, she has a little bit of a past, but whatever, out of sight, out of mind. Now, but when a girl does pornography, and then it's like, okay, people can actually see you getting railed out by these guys online. Most men are not going to be able to tolerate that. And I don't know what Adam 22 was thinking.
Money.
He did the dumbest thing you can ever do. Bro, way better for you and your girl to be broke as fuck than to become a millionaire. I mean, I think he's already a millionaire.
He's already a multi-millionaire.
But
he's already
bro,
a multi-millionaire.
It was so dumb, bro. It was so dumb. Now it's permanent online. His girl getting banged by another guy. That is.
It gets even worse. It's a cream pie scene.
Yeah, but isn't that his business? Isn't he in porn? Doesn't he do porn?
No. So here's the difference. So okay, you reminded me. This is a good point. So let's say you have a girl who does some form of pornography. I'm not saying
you guys scared away Andrew with all this degenerate talk.
He's like the degens took over.
Damn, I wanted to ask him some questions.
Oh,
Andrew,
wait, there
hop
he
back
is.
on if you can. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So I want to say, okay, you can argue for whether or not you should go with this girl, but let's say you go with the girl who's done some kind of pornography. If she's just done like solo scenes, then it's like, all right, you can find my girl doing solo scenes. If she's done with girls, then it's like, all right, you can find my girl
Brad,
being
I
with
think
girls.
I think I understand the point that you're making. I think
But when
everyone here will
she's,
agree with that.
yeah, I mean, bro, that is way tougher for guys to tolerate. Pretty much impossible for your girl to be getting banged by a guy online.
Yeah, and there's no race factor, even though like most people won't admit it, but the fact that it's a black guy makes it, I think, worse in a way.
Well,
At least
not
because
just a black guy, but it's like
He's hung like a horse.
a black guy with the BBC, and he's got face tattoos. He looks like he's
I don't
fresh
know
out
how
of
much the
prison.
dick size of the black guy matters, but I think also the fact that, yeah, I mean, just the icing on the cake, which pun
Yeah,
intended,
then there's
is that
also
he busts a nut inside of her, which is like, I feel like the ultimate like disrespect. I don't know, like maybe I'm like thinking too much into it, but it's like, yo, like I respect my husband so little, I'm gonna let this guy come inside of me.
it's like, all right, I respect my. It's like, I respect my husband, so you could fuck me for 2 hours any kind of way you want, but you better not bust inside me. That is where I draw the line.
No, I mean,
sir.
I feel like it's like I feel like it's an additional. Obviously, both of them are
Yeah,
bad,
yeah.
but also because I was watching Adam 22 say he's like, yeah, I was really surprised that he came inside of her. We did not discuss that. I didn't know this was going to be a cream pie scene.
Yeah, that wasn't a part of the negotiation. Oh, can I come
didn't
inside of
discuss
your
it.
wife? Okay. But the other thing too is then they go and do an interview on Aiden Ross's stream, and Aiden Ross asks Lena, who did you like better, Adam or this other guy? And she says, "Oh, the other guy, he was new and fun and exciting and novel."
Yeah,
And then Adam offers
Oof.
and then Adam offers his wife to Andrew Tate.
and Aiden
Bro.
Ross. It seems like the best way to get on No Jumpers to bang Lena, so that should be probably my goal in order to get on the podcast. That seems like
That's not a bad goal.
if you bang his wife, you get on the podcast. It seems like kind of how it works.
That's it. We gotta
That's
see.
not a
See
bad goal.
Alex's dick.
She's attractive. I mean, I would not marry her.
Yeah,
but
yeah, no hesitation, but still. Ugh.
I have a personal question for you, Alex.
Yeah.
How do you deal with jealousy?
I don't really get jealousy. I never really been jealous in my life, honestly. It's just like I'm prone to certain emotions like anxiety, but not jealousy. I really just don't get jealous.
So Alex, let me respectfully challenge you on that. If that's true, then why can't Natty go sleep with other men?
Well, because that makes me like that just it goes against like my values and boundaries. Like there's no way a girl I'm serious with is gonna be fucking other dudes. I wouldn't say, I mean, sure, you can make the argument that would make me jealous, but I think that wouldn't be the main emotion. It would make me disgusted. It would make me repulsed. It would make me angry. So the main emotion there would be jealousy.
Angry is jealousy, though.
You don't think that's related to jealousy? Oh,
Yeah.
Or are you taking it more from you feel disrespected, not necessarily
More
jealous,
like
but
betrayed, if
disrespected?
anything.
It would be, yeah, it would be more like betrayed. Yeah, I think Ron said it was. It's
Okay.
like if one of my friends like steals from me,
Okay.
I would say I'm like jealous at it. I'm pissed. I feel betrayed. I feel violated. Like that's kind of more.
Because I actually have a theory. I think it's natural and healthy for men to be jealous to a certain extent. Now, obviously, it can go too far where it's unhealthy. But to a certain extent, I do think it's a biological instinct. And I think women actually confirm this because a lot of women will say, my man gets a little bit jealous. That makes me feel safe, like he cares about me. When he gets zero jealous, then it's like he couldn't care less.
Yeah, I think I'm more like maybe it's the same thing, but I am possessive with like my girlfriend, like for sure. Like definitely I'm possessive, but I don't know if that's the same thing as jealous. I think there's
I'm like you, Alex. I don't get jealous. Not anymore, anyways. Maybe it's the age thing. It's just like
Yeah, good. I was gonna say I think that's healthy to an extent because
Yeah, I agree with you. It is healthy to an
yeah,
extent.
because you have your woman and she's your woman. She's not every other guy's woman, you know. And I think being controlling to an extent is healthy. And this is the best example I like to give is if you are controlling to an extent and your wife comes to you or your girl comes to you and says, "Hey baby, I got a new hobby. I'm going to ride dirt bikes and do backflips." You're going to tell her, "No, you're fucking not." And if she insists, you're going to say, "Hey, then you can't be with me because you're my girl. I'm not going to let you do something dangerous that you could die or get seriously hurt." So, like, if you care about your girl, why would you let her do something super dangerous?
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good comment from Michelle. It's a jealousy men take very good care. I mean, yeah. Uh, I don't know. Andrew, where are you at with that? Do you ever feel jealous with your wife or?
No, I think jealousy has the underpinnings of envy. And I don't think you can really be jealous without having a bit of envy or enviousness.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But I do think all of us have some prone to envy. So therefore probably jealousy. So yeah, of course, I'd be jealous if my wife was giving other men attention over me or any number of different things. Probably whatever the common things are that most men experience. Same thing, you know what I mean? But I think all of us, like he says, everybody's prone to jealousy a bit. And women are no different. And I think that that's part of kind of a healthy human dynamic. We don't want other people messing around with our significant others. And I think that's a healthy person supposed to respond to that with jealousy. I think that's a healthy emotion. You know what I mean?
There's also a lot of examples too where a man says, "Oh, I let my girl sleep with other men all she wants," and then it was only a matter of time she left him for another man. And
Yeah,
it's
I mean
like,
that's a fucking no-brainer.
right.
Okay, let
But
me rephrase my answer. That I think that part of part of having a good girlfriend is that she's supposed to not put you in situations where you feel envious or uncomfortable. Right? So
Yeah, I agree. So I think I think I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think that kind of falls under a duty or an expectation of duty. So I would
I've
say
never
that
really
they shouldn't be. And we all know that women do shit test. They try to do the shit testing and stuff like that. Like I've never really had to deal with it, but I've seen enough men who have. And talk about how they were shit tested endlessly by their person they're dating or this kind of thing. But I think that jealousy in that regard is I'm not even sure that jealousy is the right word because it's not really envious. But it's more of a respect violation is really what's going on, right?
right. So Andrew, I have a question.
I've never really been in a situation where a girl that I've been in 5 serious relationships. My 5th one, where a girl made me envious. I've never really had a girlfriend that pushed the line like that. Oh, maybe my first relationship when I was young. I think maybe that one. But aside from that, yeah.
Yeah. So I do have a theory though that any guy can get cheated on. So you can minimize the risk. I'm not saying to be paranoid about it or else it'll become like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but you can minimize the risk by choosing a good woman and being a solid man and managing the relationship okay and everything like that. But it's never a 0% chance. I think guys are very naive when they believe it's a 0% chance. Maybe you get it down to a 1%.
It's not 0% chance you'll be alive tomorrow. It's not 0% chance some drunk driver won't hit you. Nothing is a 0% chance, but
right.
Of course it can
so
happen.
I mean, maybe you get it down to a 1% chance. Maybe you do everything perfect. It's down to a 1% chance, and there's nothing to really worry about. But I've heard guys say, "Oh, there's 0 chance," and it's like, bro, no.
Yeah, it's not 0. I mean, I personally never really worry that I'll get cheated on. The way I think about it's well, I think it's a very low chance, but if it does happen, then I know that she wasn't a good girl for me to be in a relationship with anyway. So then I can walk away.
And that's kind of that's a heuristic anyway. So when somebody says there's 0 chance this will happen, they don't literally mean there's absolutely no chance that this could ever happen. It's a heuristic. So it's just basically saying I think the chances are extremely low.
Okay, that's
So,
fair. Andrew, I have
yeah.
a, I have a
Andrew,
question.
if you got cheated on, would you divorce your wife?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
That would be that wouldn't even be something I would think about. So yeah, it would be over instantly.
Andrew, what do you think of the Christian preachers who encourage men to forgive their wife for cheating and go to therapy and that type of thing?
Well, I think so. From my perspective, this is tough. I can understand where a preacher would say this both ways, where they would say if the husband cheats or the woman cheats, if there was underlying causes that these people are intimately familiar with within kind of this couple's situation, why they might give that advice. But generally, I think for infidelity, that should almost instantly be a dissolvement for marriage. Generally.
Okay, I'm surprised we actually agree on this. Yeah, I think that people should be willing to walk away from relationships where they get fucked over.
But the church is always, by the way, the church is always, and this is all churches, really, all major denominations, Protestantism, then Orthodoxy and Catholicism. Even Catholicism makes exceptions for the infidelity. So they might be intricately familiar with a specific situation where these people, maybe they're having marital problems for like 5 or 6 years. And maybe the guy steps out at an office party or something like this, or maybe the cheating was not sexual intercourse. Maybe it was just like he kissed a chick at an office party. I'm not so sure that would be grounds immediately to dissolve the marriage, or maybe they could work on that, stuff like that. But I think generally speaking, yeah, of course, infidelity is a deal breaker for most men and most women, and I can understand why.
Andrew, I have a question for you. So I'm not a Christian, but I do respect a lot about Christianity, but I also have my disagreements with the religion.
Yeah, I
but
understand.
as far as my understanding, Jesus told his disciples that the only legitimate reason to divorce your wife is if she cheats on you, correct?
Well, this is the case to a degree. You're talking about Matthew, I believe. But Paul is really the one who set down the boundaries for sexual immorality in marriage in general and how it's supposed to work, which is the relayment of Christ's teachings as well. So remember that the Bible is supposed to be taken as a holistic, it's self-referencing. So all of these different teachings are intertwined. So you can never take a singular passage, pull the passage and say, this is what it means, because it never means that. It's always tied to a larger holistic of teaching.
Okay, but in Orthodox Christianity, and I'm assuming Protestant and Catholicism would be probably around the same. Is that the belief? Is that the belief that you can only divorce your wife if she cheats on you?
Nope. So the Catholics are very particular when it comes to marriage. And what they do is they only offer what's called a marriage annulment. So they essentially will pretend after 10 years of marriage, if they do dissolve the marriage based on some extenuating circumstance like infidelity, they'll actually annul the marriage and just pretend like it never happened. That's what Catholics do.
So this is what I'm getting at. So I'll just jump to it. So let's say I'm an Orthodox Christian. Me and my wife are in a Christian marriage, and she's never cheated on me, but she's blown up to 500 pounds. She doesn't cook or clean. She won't have sex with me. She bitches at me all day. This has been going on for like 2 years. Nothing's working. She's just a terrible woman.
Yeah, so that would probably be that would probably be classified by the church as abandonment, as marriage abandonment. So I think that after sufficient time of trying to work through those problems, if they're absolutely irreconcilable, the church may very well grant you a divorce. Sure.
Okay, that's actually
if one person completely fails to, if they abandon their marriage, in other words. So when people think about marriage abandonment, they think somebody packed up their stuff and left. But that's not always the case. People can abandon their marriage while still cohabitating. I mean, we see this all the time. But a marriage abandonment is that you have just given up all of your duties completely in the marriage and you aren't even trying anymore. Well, that's not a marriage anymore. That's not a representation of Christ's church, which is what marriage is supposed to be.
Wait, Andrew, I have a
Okay.
Does it go both ways? Like, meaning, like, do you think your wife would divorce you if you cheated on her?
I think that she would be far more forgiving about it, probably.
Do you think the church would be generally more forgiving if
No.
the guy cheated? No.
No,
No,
The church would view it the same way. I think my wife would be more forgiving of it than I would be in the reverse. But I could be wrong too. You know what I mean? I have no idea. It's just I just think maybe she would. But in a kind of general sense, I think that she would definitely want to get a divorce probably from it. She might try to like reconcile it, work through it, try to figure out why it happened, things like that. But motivations for men and women when it comes to infidelity are far different too. For men, it can be a single moment of weakness and never happen again. And kind of like, I'll give you an adage my dad gave me years and years ago when I was a kid. He said, women won't always cheat on a man, but if a woman cheats on a man, she'll almost always cheat on that man. So, meaning if a woman's cheated on a man before, it doesn't mean she's going to cheat on you. But if a woman's cheated on you before, she's probably always going to cheat on you.
So
Yeah, I think it's like Pandora's box. If it happens once, it's again.
So I want to say one thing and then ask Andrew a question related to this. So, yeah, I think the church would see it the same because they just see it as the Bible says don't cheat. So man or woman, it's the same. But female nature is they love their man. They're a lot more forgiving of that. But my question to Andrew is, in the Old Testament, when all these prophets had multiple wives, do you think that was acceptable at the time, or do you think they were sinning even at that time?
Let's not go too deep
Well,
into the religious stuff.
yeah.
I mean, Andrew can answer this question, but let's not get too deep into
Well, we don't follow the Old Testament because we're not Jews. We follow the New Testament because we're Christians. Though, of course, we reference the Old Testament and the Old Testament teachings are valid. The laws of the Old Testament were set down for specific reasons. Some of these had to do with the low population on planet Earth. There was all sorts of different reasons behind it. Do I think it was valid? All of God's laws in the Old Testament are valid? Yes. But I think that the New Testament laws, which reconcile the two, those are the ones that we follow. And inside of those law frames, polygamy is absolutely, unequivocally not okay.
Okay, I understand.
Let me really quickly become Muslim. This is an interesting question, actually. What type of videos would you guys like to see more on PWF?
Well, I think that you kind of underplay the comedy aspects of what you do. I would do more of the funny shit, bro.
when I do comedy, people accuse me of talking shit, but yeah.
Well, I think you got a lot of trolls around your show, dude. I mean, that's just the truth. You got a lot of trolls.
It's debating red pill guys. But we already do that.
I want to see more. I want to see more debates, bro. Debates that are like, get like two people or a panel that they're mature, they're serious, they're bringing like intelligent thought, moderated very well. Like debates like that, I love watching those.
So you mean like 1% of the debates that happen on the internet, basically?
On your channel.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like comedy and fucking around. Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to make a point about the guys who are obsessed with body counts as well as the idea of waiting for sex and waiting.
Well, guys, I don't mean to cut you off, but I do have to get going. I just wanted to pop in because Alex wanted my perspective on the kind of the panel or the debate that happened on Rolo's channel. So
I appreciate
that.
Andrew.
I'll wait real quick. I'll probably text you tomorrow, the following day. I'm trying to organize another panel for later this week, so we'll touch base about that.
Yeah, I got some good debates coming up that you'll be interested in too. So I got to try to find some time to breathe, man. I've just been go for 3 weeks, so I'm trying to like reorganize and get back to debates myself. You know what I mean? That like I'm primarily run a debate channel. It was not supposed to be me doing most of the debates, right? That's happened the last 2 weeks for some reason.
Yeah, man.
So,
I got you.
Andrew, do you have to go immediately, or can you just give one response?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so I feel like someone who waits for marriage, for sex, and waits for sex in general will take a lot of for men, especially men, will take a lot of L's in life. For example, the pastor of my church, he's 60 and has 3 small kids. That means he didn't start having kids until he was 57. And he's on his second marriage, so it didn't even work out with his first wife that he had the kids with, and it's because when you wait for sex, wait for marriage, a lot of women will dump you, ghost you, or cheat on you, and
so I can give you some pretty strong arguments. Yeah, I can give you some pretty strong arguments against this, but the truth is that I'll just kind of end it with this, right? Being moral is supposed to be the hard path, not the easy path. And what you would consider to be an L in life is what? What is an L to you? Because I think an L is compromising your value structures so that you can comply more with the hedonistic world. I think that's a fucking L.
Yeah, but he gained nothing in the real world by way
Yeah,
of sex.
he gained nothing material.
Cold Steel. He did say
He gained.
All right.
Hang on. He gained nothing material. You know what I mean? But this is a problem kind of with your whole materialistic worldview here, is that the W's that you get in life are not based around stuff that you have, shit that you get. How much shit is in your closet is not an equivalent to how many W's you're taking in life. I think that men and women both, that if they are uncompromising with their value structures, take the most amount of wins in life. They're the most respected, and they're the people who are looked up to the most in society. Now, they might not have as much shit as you have, but who cares? You're going to die one day, and you can't take that with you.
Okay.
So,
well, to be fair,
honest answer.
you can't. Well, actually, I guess it depends on whether you believe there's an afterlife or not. If you don't believe there's an afterlife, then you really can't take anything with you. But if you do believe there's an afterlife, then I guess it's different.
Yeah, I mean, but nobody's going to remember you for your nice car. They're going to remember you for who you were. So I think that those are the way that you. Yeah, not even for your Bugatti, and not for your once upon a time was the best technology on planet Earth, which has now been replaced with a microchip in the palm of your hand, right? So I think how you live your life is how you're judged, and not just judged by God, but judged by other human beings. So
yeah, Andrew,
I'm not so sure that I would put materialism as the front and center and say, hey, you're taking L after L after L because you're not compromising your values. I think that that's taking W after W after W, but that's just me.
Yeah, Andrew.
That's a fair and honest answer.
Andrew, please come on Playing with Fire channel a lot more, because you had a lot
He's here like every day.
Oh, okay. Well, but you had a lot of good answers to my questions, like the divorce question. I honestly did not know that. And
yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I always
yeah.
Anytime Alex asks me to come on, I always come on. We've always done a ton of great collabs, and I'm always happy. I just wanted to have I've been debating all day, so it was nice to just kind of have like a chill session. Because usually when I'm on Playing with Fire, it's blood sports, right? So it's kind of nice to have a chill session for once.
Yeah,
isn't it fascinating that like a fucking DJ pickup artist who fucks a bunch of girls and teaches pickup can become friends with a conservative Christian man who has a family and 5 kids? It's pretty interesting how different we are.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But in retrospect,
He's converting slowly.
Well, it's true. But if you look at this, if you look at it as a whole too, like, I don't when I call you guys degens, and you are fucking degens, the reason that I say that is because I'm kind of like making a point. I'm not saying that you're all bad people or anything like this. I'm just saying, like, fuck, dude, do you really have to just be such fucking degenerate scumbags all the time? You know,
Yes.
like,
Oh,
can't you just back up on the degeneracy a little
I
bit?
take it as
you
a
know?
badge of honor. I take it as a compliment. I'm like, oh hell yeah, man.
They did the
Thank you for noticing.
biggest thing. I'm forced now.
It's like, you
So,
know,
Alex.
when you're working out, someone's like, yo, man, you're looking buff. It's like, yeah, thanks for picking up.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate the time tonight. Have a great night, guys.
All right,
Take
dude,
it
take
easy,
it
buddy.
easy.
Good night, Andrew.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can-
Alex.
can I
the,
get-
go ahead. Or let me say real quick. The reason that happens is because a real Christian is going to tell you straight up, I disagree with your lifestyle, but still love you as a brother.
Do you not remember that Christian pastor we had on who said that he hopes we all get like AIDS? Or do you remember that dude?
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a fake Christian.
Yeah,
But on the flip side, also a fake
He's a
Christian
pastor,
would come
too.
on. Right. But on the flip side, also a fake Christian would come on and say, "Oh yeah, your lifestyle is fine, Alex. Like, do all this stuff." So it goes both ways. But Andrew's telling you, I disagree with your lifestyle, but still going to show you love.
But
I don't
from my-
necessarily disagree with his lifestyle because I think there's nothing wrong with having a family. I would disagree with some of his prescriptions for young men, but not so much his lifestyle. I think his lifestyle is totally fine.
No, I'm saying, yeah, you have no problem with his lifestyle. I'm saying he disagrees with your lifestyle because it's not biblical.
No, I
but
understand.
he's
I guess
still-
the one element of his lifestyle I would disagree with is going to church because I would just think that's a waste of time. But other than that, I think probably like.
I
Go ahead.
disagree massively with his lifestyle because like not having kids and like having to wait until you're 57 to have kids, it means that your relationship advice is trash. You know?
I don't think
so,
Andrew's
so that
50
doesn't work.
Wait, Andrew's 57? I don't think he's 57.
No, the pastor of my
referring to the other
church.
guy.
No, the pastor of my church.
Okay. You're talking about someone else.
He couldn't have he did not start having kids until he was 57, and I'm pretty sure it's because he was like waiting for sex and being too prudish, and that's why his none of his relationships worked out. And I think the majority of guys, if waiting for sex means that your girl dumps you and bangs other guys would take that as a massive L since you're giving up something that you wanted to do anyway.
I don't think there's anyone left on this panel that would encourage waiting for sex. I don't.
Yeah.
Can't imagine that.
That's true. All right, can I make a quick point
fuck
about
that.
the body count?
Sure.
Let me make
I
a
do
quick.
want to wrap up in like 5-10 minutes, but yeah, go ahead. Everyone can make a point or two before we wrap up.
All right, let me make a quick point about the body count issue, which is I never hear anybody talk about this. Is that the reason why guys care about the same guys who care about body count are the same exact guys who are okay with waiting for sex and who are okay with bare minimum sex, because you could tell by what they don't complain about. So they don't complain about waiting for sex or bare minimum sex and things like that. But and that's why they're.
That's not true. Red pillars like Myron complain about body count all the time, but then they also say that if a girl doesn't fuck you on the first night, she's playing games and that she should put out. So no, I see that with the red pill community.
Yeah. He wants sex on the first night, but he has zero game. I think he can't get sex except for being transactional, and that's part of why he's upset with body count. Because I think that body count. Wait, hold on. Body count, waiting for sex, and bare minimum sex. That's all part of the same thing. So you could have more of one and less of the other. You're still taking the same amount of L's. You know what I mean? So say like okay, so say you're waiting, you have to wait for sex and you get bare minimum sex. That's why you're super pissed off about the body count, is because you don't like to think about your girl having wild casual sex. That means that you're the guy she settled for. and the whole point is to be the guy that's number one. You know what I mean? So it's all part of the same thing.
Okay.
Like the guys who get laid a lot and have a great sex life, you'll notice that those are the guys who couldn't care less about body counts.
I mean, I kind of agree there. I don't.
That's not
care.
no. That's not true. There's plenty of pickup guys that have amazing game, have fucked tons of women, and when they settle down with their woman that they choose to be like their girl, they do care about body count.
They say that.
Perhaps
That's
at
what
that
they
point.
tell you. That's
No,
what
I
they
don't know.
tell
I mean,
you,
like,
but-
if you look at myself, like for casual sex, I don't care about body count, or being friends with a girl, I could care less about body count. But for a relationship, I don't think I would date a girl whose body count was in the triple digits. Like double digits, yeah, like 10, 15, whatever, I think is fine. But like if it was like 200, I just don't think I would date her, just because simply I think the chance of cheating would be like much higher. Really
Okay,
from a
but you have
pragmatic
but hold on, Alex. You have a massively different perspective of body count than the average guy. Like 90% of guys, like 10%, 10 or 15 body count is a massively high body count. While
that's
to you,
true.
300 is a massively high body count. Like you're talking about an actual prostitute, right?
No, not necessarily. I've met girls who have body count in the hundreds. They're not prostitutes. At least a lot of them weren't prostitutes, because I don't really interact with prostitutes.
Well,
They were just girls who were like
promiscuous
Yeah,
lifestyle.
there were
versus
girls who
a
just
normal.
like got around. This one chick I remember, I always tell the story in LA. She banged me and 3 of my friends independently without us knowing about each other in one weekend. I mean, that's imagine all the other guys she banged wasn't even part of our social circle. This chick just came from San Francisco to LA and just like fucked the whole city in a
That's
weekend.
fucking wild.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
I want to say 10 bodies.
He was
is
18
not a
too.
lot.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah. I'm saying. Forget
Okay,
about.
let's say
forget
break
about.
this down mathematically. Let's say a girl's 25, she has 10 bodies. Let's say she started having sex at 20. That means she's fucked 2 guys a year, so 1 guy every 6 months. That's not.
Yeah. 90%
it's not
of guys.
really-
That's a massively high body count
Yeah,
because like a
that's
lot of
close, man.
guys, but especially if you're the type of guy that gets laid by treating the girl to expensive dates, giving her gifts of money, catering to her, things like that. A subservient type of guy, you know. You've literally never had casual sex in your life. So
I mean,
any
isn't
girl
it-
that
isn't
has
it-
like a body count of 10, that's massive from his
I mean,
perspective.
isn't it?
Lorenzo, would you mind if I share your story, or would you prefer I don't? You don't mind? Okay, so do you want to come and share it on camera? Or
I
do you
just
want me
hold
to
on.
sum it up?
I just want to say, isn't it fair to say in modern day most women are having sex at least twice a year?
All right, so
That's not that
this
crazy.
is very related to the topic. So meet Lorenzo. Lorenzo is my temporary roommate. So this is how we met. My current roommate and assistant David was going away for about a week, and someone's got to walk the dog and do all the shit that I don't want to do. So they work together at I don't want to name their place, but they work together at a grocery store, and he had Lorenzo fill in for him. But Lorenzo was actually homeless before this, so he was sleeping on the street. And now we're like 2 weeks in, and I just feel bad like kicking him out, so I'm just having him crash on the couch for now. But anyway, the point is that like Lorenzo, but his big issue was that he was spending his money on a chick. Like, how much were you spending?
It's like probably $500 to $800 every check.
Every check, and you get a check every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so he was spent. Like, was that like 25%?
that's like 75%.
Oh, holy shit! It's even worse than I thought. So he was spending 75% of his paycheck on a girl, and
W simp in the chat.
and I hopefully I talked him out of it. Do you think I talked you out of it?
Yeah, definitely.
I gave him a big lecture. But yeah, I mean, I like the joke that we have is that he's like the only homeless sugar daddy I've ever met.
How does that happen? How does he get to that point though?
He wants that pussy, man. That must have been some good punani.
Is she good looking?
It's pretty funny. She is really cute.
Damn.
Cute.
That's wild to me.
Crazy.
So that's,
I can't
that's
believe it.
that's the kind of shenanigans that goes on in my house.
I wanna ask Cold Steel a question.
Yeah.
You said you go to church? Are you Christian?
No, it's just my best friend likes me. Well, I grew up Christian, but I'm skeptical of this prudish. I don't believe in being prudish, and yeah, and it's like part of the false dichotomy fallacy.
You didn't really
So
answer the question. Are you Christian? Are you Christian?
not 100%. I mean, I do
So
think
you're
that
70%.
some values of
You're 70%.
Christianity.
So you're
Is anyone
70%
Christian?
Christian.
50%, because I've always been interested in the here and now, not in spiritual stuff, not the
so you believe
afterlife.
in hold on. So you believe in Jesus from the waist up. You believe in 70% of Jesus. But this doesn't make sense. You're 70% Christian? Okay, I don't want to.
By the way, I really
I don't want to go.
Let's
I
not
don't
get
want
the
to go.
fucking religion. It's such
I'm
a boring
agnostic.
topic.
I'll say that right now with my picture on the camera.
Okay, I have a question
we
that's
don't have
not
to go.
religious. If you want to answer it.
Yeah, sure. Any non-religious question is fine.
Okay, so basically, I watched your video about the guy with cerebral palsy and then the other guy with the significant physical disability. I'm just wondering if you have any suggestions for like photos or I guess like texting even for people that might be severely disabled. Because A, it's hard to do like looks texting for obvious reasons, and B, I get a lot of like cognitive dissonance when I kind of try and escalate things because it's like in all of your suggestions, it might be like escalating by like saying things that I physically can't do. So I'm like wondering like what's a good way around that, or if I'm completely fucked.
No, you're not completely fucked, but you are definitely limited. I mean, with the, I don't know, like the specifics. Like, if you want, you can tell me. I could give you probably more accurate. But with the cerebral palsy guy, his disability was like super duper, like in your face, obvious. Like his voice, like he couldn't talk like the way we are now. Like I'm not making fun of him because I love this dude, but that's kind of how he talks. So it's like right away it hits you in the face that this guy has a disability. With you, just from your voice, at least I haven't seen you, it doesn't sound like there's anything like off with you. So for him, the strategy we came up with, I was like, hey, listen, I think you got to tell the girls this before you meet up with them, because otherwise you're gonna get a lot of like shocked reactions. So kind of the formula we worked out was that he would banter with them a little bit, and then he would say, have you ever been with a guy with a disability? Kind of break the ice that way. And then when they would say no, typically they would say, what kind of disability? And then I would have him like, we came up with a response like, I have cerebral palsy, but don't worry, I can take care of myself and everything works, haha, or something like that. I forget what exactly it was. But the point is that we did have him tell the girls up front, and I think that worked better for him because he was getting some situations before like he met me where he would just show up on the date and the girls would be like super like, whoa, right? But again, his was like very much like bam, like in your face disability. Like there's no way you can meet him for more than 10 seconds and think he doesn't have a massive disability.
Yeah, so like the sense I got from that video was that he might have trouble communicating, but his cerebral palsy hasn't like affected him too much physically, I guess. So like in my case, I'm the complete opposite where I can like communicate pretty well, but I have like muscular dystrophy, so I'm basically like, for the most part, incapable of moving, or like I can, but like not in a normal person way. So like I'm in a wheelchair and I can't really move my arms and hands and stuff that much. So it's like I can communicate like pretty well, but then everything else is pretty bad.
So,
yeah, it's
bro,
almost like the opposite of his situation.
I'm thinking he's gonna have to get his verbal game really good to get the girl to escalate on him.
Well, it's
easier said than done.
I think we need to know more details. But like, is there any cure? Is this a temporary thing or is it a permanent thing?
No, I'm pretty screwed. So it's pretty progressive. So like when I was younger, I was able to walk until like grade 11 or 12, but that like slowly gets worse. So
what caused it though? Like what caused the muscular dystrophy?
So it depends on what type you have, but in my specific one, I guess like a gene for a protein that's like responsible for keeping, I guess, your muscle cells operating correctly, and like muscle fibers doesn't work. So basically, your muscles just like progressively die.
Is it like similar to AMS or whatever? Or
Like Lou Gehrig's disease?
ALS, yeah.
There's like
Didn't
some.
Steve Hawkins have that too?
Yeah, I think that's more like neurological, where mine's more neuromuscular.
And there's no
So,
way you can like inject or like take that missing protein.
not really. There's been trials, but like it's pretty in development still.
That's
Yeah,
Like for
man.
the most part, I'm like there's not gonna be any solution in terms of curing it. So I kind of have to like work with what I have, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Until
don't
it
lose
gets-
hope. I mean, I feel like medical technology in the next 10 to 20 years is going to get like really, really good. But in terms of like, so basically, you're saying that you can't walk, right? You're in a wheelchair.
Yeah, so I'm in an electric wheelchair. I can do like some things myself, but it's pretty bad compared to the guy with cerebral palsy. So, like for example, there's a lot of things that I get like help with from I guess like support staff, but for things like socializing with people and like eating, that stuff I can do on my own still. But it's pretty much like everything else might be a challenge.
Yeah,
So I'm
man.
kind of like that. The guy that you described who was like very disabled, I guess he did like a Reddit post about his like ability to still kind of like socialize with women despite his like severe physical disability. So I guess probably be more like a case like that where it's like to the average person they have like no idea how he manages.
I can put you in touch with the cerebral palsy guy. I feel bad calling him that. I just don't want to like say his real name. And he might be able to give you more guidance than I ever could in like a live stream, you know, because he actually had to go deal with it. I mean, I have health issues, but they're nowhere like nearly as bad as like you guys. Like they don't really like limit me per se. But I mean, it's tough, dude. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's really fucking tough. Like when you're in that situation. In terms of what I would do if I was like permanently in wheelchair, I would have to like kind of really reflect on that. I don't have like a
Yeah, no, it's kind of hard to like just put you on the spot right away. It's like
no, it's okay, it's okay. But I think that maybe a good starting point would be for me to introduce you to that guy. Maybe he can kind of share with you his experiences. So if you want me to do that, just shoot me an email and just let me know who you are, and I'll
be down for that.
I'll give you my WhatsApp, and yeah, I'll put you guys in touch.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I wish I could help you more. It's just this is I would have to like really reflect on that. Like, how would I approach dating if I was in a wheelchair, electric wheelchair, especially?
Yeah, it's definitely not like an easy thing to come up
Like,
with.
I don't think regular Tinder will like really do the trick at that point. I think it would have to be you'd have to meet girls in like real life, either like social circle or just like
Yeah, that's kind of the sense I get because, like, in
Eric,
terms of like the
have you had
looks
much
game.
luck at all?
Sorry, what?
Have you had much luck at all? Like,
Not really. Maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, but not significant. No.
Bro, I mean, I know this is all theory and easier said than done, but I would say you need to like really own it and reframe it as a positive. Like when you're talking to the girls, you know, like don't be apologetic or like weird about it. Like reframe it
that's
as a
true, but
positive.
that can only go so far, Brad. I mean, there's
Well,
limitations.
yeah, I mean, obviously it's a tough situation. So
Yeah, like it can definitely help, but yeah.
It's just
I
more
agree,
of like
I
how, just like if he's on I don't. It depends on where he lives, also. Like in the United States, I think if you're like in an electric wheelchair, I just cannot imagine you having like success on dating apps. Like I think, are there actually like special dating apps for like people who are disabled?
I have no idea.
I know there's. I was about to say I know there's Facebook groups where they have dating for disabled people. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
that's probably what I would. Yeah, I would like to.
Bro,
Yeah.
I feel like
I was
bro, I
gonna
mean,
say
I
you can either
know
do a
probably a
group
good idea.
Facebook group or there's also events. Like if you look through a Meetup or Meetup, I think it's called. It's an app where like they host events. I think if you look on those apps, you can find like events where like you can find people who are also disabled, and I think that's gonna give you a chance to actually meet up people who can relate with you and who can also have that experience, who you can find some kind of commonality with,
Yeah,
and
that's
maybe
true.
I would say that would be like a good starting point at least.
I mean,
Yeah, they didn't.
Stephen Hawking was fucking his. I believe he was cheating on his wife with the chicks, but again, he had that Stephen Hawking status. You know,
Are you a fucking genius, Eric? You can
Yeah.
just
Sorry, what?
just be a genius, bro.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
bro.
just be a genius.
Stop being lazy.
Someone's asking, is this genetic? I'm assuming it is, right?
Yeah. So usually it's hereditary. I just got screwed completely, and I didn't inherit it from either of my parents, so I just like randomly got a mutation. So
Yeah, dude.
So-
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry to hear about that, man.
No, it's
That
all right.
fucking sucks. But see, this is the real reason I don't believe in like God or religion. Like, if God existed, why would He let like people just be born with these debilitating conditions?
I'll tell you what the religious people say. That is Eric's, struggle in life. God gave him this struggle so he can, I don't know, for some other reason, that he's gonna.
Yeah, fucking. That's a little too much of a struggle for a person.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
fucking give him like give him like a bum knee or something. But like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
God
not like
just
every
testing
fucking thing that can go wrong is going wrong.
So Alex, I know this is like easier said than done. It's a tough situation, but how far do you think he can get if he reframes it with the girls like this is novel, this is new, exciting, be open minded, go for an adventure, try something different.
Not that far, if I'm being honest.
Unpack it now, there.
Hey,
but-
better,
so-
hey, better than nothing, bro. Better than the opposite.
This is my solution. I think that not all women are the same. And so there are women out there who might be willing to give it a shot. So
Yeah, there are definitely some women that would give it a shot, but his biggest issue is getting his foot in the door. I think, because how can he get his foot in the door? And I don't think dating apps is the solution for him.
Yeah, I don't think it's just like.
I think it's like real life stuff. That's his like best bet for getting his
Yeah,
foot in
so
the
like the success I did have, I mean, that kind of failed because of my own problems, but so that was with like an able-bodied woman, but it worked out because I was like planning meetup groups actually, and then like that's how I met people. So it wasn't as like, I guess like I don't know if vain is the right word as like dating apps, but it seemed to have worked a lot better in that way. So
Yeah, I think something like that is your best bet. Like some kind of like social circle status type of thing. Yeah, I think that's definitely your best bet.
So you've already had success in this state.
Sorry, what?
Yes, he
So
has, but it progressively gets worse. Is the problem?
Yeah, so
You're already
at
ahead
that
of
point, that was,
99% of the black pillars.
so that was like 4 years ago. At that point, I was about the same, more or less same level of disability as I am now. So there's, I mean, hope, but yeah, it's definitely difficult playing on hard mode.
Black pillars. How does it feel to have a guy who's literally an electric wheelchair do better than you? Just what that
Actually, Eric, this is really interesting. Can you tell us when you got the able-bodied woman, like how she reacted at first, like what you told her, and like how she?
So like the first time I met her, she obviously I didn't know her beforehand. So the first time I saw her, she kind of like saw that I was in a wheelchair. So there wasn't really like the surprise like breaking it to her part. So like she knew from the beginning. So I think that probably made it a lot easier. She knew what she was like going in, like expecting. So I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, but I mean, you approached her at this event and like started a conversation with her, and
Brad, he didn't approach. He rolled up on her.
Yeah, you rolled up on her, literally.
Cute, Alex.
Yeah,
like I said, once you went up to her and made it clear you're interested, how did she react at first? Was she immediately like no problem, like she was on board, or was she like hesitant because of the condition?
I don't know. I had known her for a few months before I kind of like tried to escalate things. So I mean, it was pretty natural from what I remember.
Oh, okay.
And like, so for that, I was the organizer. So like, people would approach me because I'd be like, to give you an idea, it was like an art drawing thing where I would get like artists to come and like do like group like drinking and drawing together. So
okay.
So yeah, that probably like made it easier.
someone said this, Eric, look into CRISPR new therapy. I was under the impression that CRISPR is only for like babies, like for like fetuses. I didn't know it could be used on adults, but if that's the case, then I just wanted to
Yeah, it's
pass.
pretty cutting edge stuff.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, a lot of those like gene therapies don't tend to work with people with my condition because it's kind of like a whole body, like fully cellular level like issue. So, so yeah, there's like the hope for cures is like completely out of my mind. So,
I got you.
Hopefully,
Anyway, guys,
hopefully.
I do want to like wrap up. Anyone have anything else they want to say before
I guess that's some homework for you, huh, Alex, to look into for something for the disabled, no?
Yeah,
Oh man, this is like so outside of like my
It's like, I
like because
can't-
even with that guy with cerebral palsy, like I was like, dude, like I don't know if I can help you. Like I feel bad like taking your money. He was like, dude, I'm a huge fan. Like I would love to. I'm just down to do it even for the chat. I was like, all right, well, let me do my best. But yeah, so it's like so far outside of my like like wheelhouse.
Exactly.
I mean, all right. Before we shut down, let me make a quick point about the false dichotomy fallacy. And I think this applies to a lot of areas in life, not just dating. That's what I believe in the most. To answer Brad's question, more than religion or more than Christianity, it's like people have a tendency to go from one extreme to the other. So, for example, like only wanting sex or being highly promiscuous, there are downsides to that. So people go to the other extreme of totally friend zoning themselves, waiting for sex, and never getting laid, never getting relationships, etc. So you could do the common sense alternative that works is to you invite the girl on a date, have a good time on the date. And without friend zoning yourself, that actually, I think that gives you the best possibility of getting laid. Like I saw a video on the whatever podcast of a guy walking up to random chicks. Like, so friend zoning yourself doesn't work. He's walking up to random total strangers and asking them, "Oh, would you like to have sex with me?" So that's going to the other extreme. Now, I think his percentage he got like 1 out of 100. Now his percentage would have been way higher if he invited the girls on a date and brought up sex in the conversation on the date. So that's a good example of the false dichotomy fallacy. I think religion, that's exact mistake religion makes. So that's why their advice is mediocre, like relationship advice.
Okay, let me also answer this question because I think it's a good question. Can you go into more detail about how TMS affect you versus antidepressant? TMS is a fairly new therapy. It's like a magnet. You sit in there for like 10 minutes and they shoot like waves in your brain. I did it for anxiety that I got from Lyme disease. TMS was one of the very, very few, actually maybe the only thing I've ever done that permanently helped me with general anxiety and mood. It was definitely something that was like noticeable and like substantial. You do have to do like 40 sessions though. It's not something you can do like once or twice. And if you're, they charge $75 if you don't have insurance. I did have insurance, so for me it was like $30 a session or whatever. I did notice though that if I don't, I go like once or twice a week now because I do notice that if I don't do it like once or twice a week, that the effects kind of like start to dissipate. But when you first start doing it, you have to do it every single day, like 5 days a week, 6 days a week. It's pretty intense. It just takes a lot of time. How is it compared to antidepressants? I mean, according to a study that they did, they found that TMS was more effective than antidepressants. So yeah, it's definitely something to look into if you're suffering from anxiety, depression, or mood disorders or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. So Alex, you said you wanted to debate Trump at some point in the future.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, not now, but like we can definitely do that.
Yeah, I know, not obviously not right now. But what did you have like anything specific you wanted to debate? Because it's pretty vague. Like debate Trump.
Watch my debate with Greg's friend Plutus. But yeah, I mean, my usual talking points that I feel like Trump's a horrible president, that his people who support him cannot name like a single policy that they like about him. It's all vibes, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can set that up.
But I do like the fact that he grabs girls by the pussy. That's pretty ballsy of him. That's
Hey,
let me comment on that. Grabbing someone by the pussy and the charges he was brought up on or sued on. It's bold, but on the downside, it shows he was scared of rejection without talking about it.
I don't know if it shows anything. I think it just shows that Trump was kind of like a little bit on the fucking, I don't know, crazy side in terms of that. I actually never had any problem with any of that. Like, I could care less. Grab 20 girls by the pussy if you want, as long as it's not rape. I don't care. I don't care about any of that.
So that's
but that's logic, though. Logic. If you're scared to get permission, you're scared of rejection. That's logic.
I mean, if I'm being like good faith, I would just say that maybe he's speaking hyperbolically. Like, I don't know. I don't fucking know what exactly happened. I mean, he did just lose a civil lawsuit. I don't think he's like going up to random girls and just grabbing them by the crotch. I think probably what he's trying to say is that because I'm famous, I can escalate like really fast, and like the girls just
obviously. So, bro, what's so ridiculous about that is he even said it on the audio tape. He said, "When you're a star, they let you do it." That means consent.
That's logically inconsistent. You wouldn't be scared to talk about it unless you're scared of rejection. You're scared of her saying no.
Yeah, let's not get into like a quasi-Trump debate now. The point is that my disagreements would have nothing to do with that. I don't care about like his personal life. It's all about like policies. But yeah, does anyone have anything else before we wrap up? Wait, let me just really quickly address this comment. Trump's foreign policy was exceptional, in my opinion. He made some risky moves that worked out for him, and he avoided making. Okay, just really quickly, he assassinated General Husseini, who was fighting ISIS, the Iranian general, which almost started international conflict. He pulled out of the Iran peace deal, and now Iran is making nuclear materials. He tried to do a coup in Venezuela. He increased drone strikes by 400%. His foreign policy was definitely not a massive success.
And now that all those leaks came out, he wanted to go to war with fucking Mexico. Like,
well, that's more recent. That's actually now. Yeah, but that is probably not the best thing. All right, anyone have anything else before we wrap up?
Nah, nothing.
Yeah, I just want to respond to that real quick. I mean, I'll say most of it for the debate, but I mean, he stood up to NATO. He told all of our allies they need to step up and pay more money.
We run NATO, bro. It's like we own NATO.
Right. So
it's like standing up for your workers, to your employees.
Okay, well, it's still got to be done. If every other ally has not been paying their fair share and no other president has done it, Trump was the first to do it. So, also, they said when he entered, they said he was going to get us into a war with North Korea. He ended up being friends with North Korea. Then they criticized him for that. So he got along with other countries pretty well. They at least respected him. So anyway,
respected him
for the debate.
That's a
Dude,
stretch.
That
is a stretch.
I think that is a stretch.
I'll just say they respected him because Trump made it clear, if you threaten the U.S. or you try to fuck with the U.S., we will fuck you up, and they knew he was serious.
That's like every single fucking president. Like
U.S.
has a massive military dominance on the world. Like, I think every country, it's pretty clear that like you can't.
Okay, sure, we have a massive military dominance, but when you get a pussy like Obama or Biden that will not say it like a man, the other presidents don't respect it.
Obama like increased drone strikes. Obama fucking increased started fighting ISIS in Syria. Like, they both, in terms of their hawkishness, were pretty similar. But anyway, let's save it for the actual debate. There's a whole bunch of things I can go into in terms of the things you said. There's no way I can do without starting a debate. When do you want to do it, Brad? You want to do like sometime next week?
Yeah, we could coordinate.
Yeah, well, let's do it on Greg's channel though, because it's way too far outside like the purpose of my channel. I don't want to like get into like political debates on this channel. But Yeah, let's coordinate and let's do it on like either Greg's channel, someone else's channel, probably like this week or whatever.
Okay.
I'll host it on my channel.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, watch my debate with Plutus. You'll kind of see what my big criticisms of Trump are.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, guys, appreciate y'all. We're going to be taking Monday and, well, I'm going to be taking Monday and Tuesday off. Well, actually, sorry. Tomorrow I'm going to be on this chick's channel whose name I forget. Tuesday, I'm going to be doing some personal things. And then Wednesday, we're going to be back to streaming. I'm going to line up another pretty juicy debate panel with Andrew as well as other people. We're going to do another round of speed dating and all around great things. Also, there's going to be a really fun video that's going to be dropping tomorrow. So stay forward to that. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And have a good night.
Take it easy, guys.
Take care.